Okay. So, if I just go now, alright. Alright, so this is Twinkle Star Sprites. It's a versus shooting game. And what that means is basically it's kind of a cross between a shoot 'em up and like a versus puzzle game, where basically you have the split screen and you send attacks to the other side by causing chain reactions on your own side. And the shoot 'em up element is that you can freely move around and dodge the attacks that the other player sends to you. So our parenthesis is playing the Dreamcast ports. The main thing to know about this port is that it does not have slowdown. So the original arcade game, it's a Neo Geo game. When there's a lot of stuff on screen, the game slows down by a considerable amount. But the Dreamcast port does not do that. At least I think it has a setting that lets you do it, but that setting is not being used here. So the game's extremely fast. And our parenthesis is going to be playing Nanja Manja, this fuzzy creature. This character is chosen because its attacks are very effective against the CPU, and its charge attack is very good for causing chain reactions. Man, this is a fast game and a complicated game. I'll try to make it clear what's happening. Basically, oh, okay, he's not starting yet. Basically, you'll notice when our parenthesis destroys things on the left side of the screen, it's going to cause explosions. Pretty much everything in this game will explode. The explosions kind of go off in a chain reaction, essentially. And the bigger these explosions, the more attacks will be sent to the other side, and in the form of fireballs. And and these fireballs can be sent back and forth. If you can follow what's happening, you'll see that once a fireball has been returned once, it starts to flash green. And when a green fireball is sent back, it becomes a special attack. In this case, a Nanja Manja. I think he's not starting now. Oh, he wants a countdown. Alright. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, we're starting. So stage 1. His opponent is Yan Yan. The opponents are a little randomized in the beginning of the game. And so he's going to start off by trying to get perfects on these formations. You'll see these little enemies at the top of his screen. To get a perfect, you want to shoot one enemy such that the chain reaction destroys all of them. And this is done because alright, stage 1's over already. This is done because it speeds up your attacks and makes the fever orb appear sooner. And the fever orb is an item that basically puts you in kind of like a super mode, makes all your attacks really strong. So stage 2 here, it's a Nanja Manja mirror. So these early game opponents will generally lose very quickly. A lot of it's going to come down to the random. That's a very early fever orb. So here you can see his attacks are numerous and super fast. This is a huge attack. Yeah, he wins with it right there. So that was a pretty good stage 2. And most of the early games are going to look like this, because the CPU is not very strong in the beginning. So once again, you start off, just try to get perfects on these. You can see the word perfect displays in the bottom there. Gets a boss attack pretty early. So an early hit, that's very good. course, you can't force hits on your opponent in a game like this, but there you go. He didn't need the Fever Orb that time, just got 2 boss attacks. And on up to stage 4 already. That's another very early Fever Orb. This is pretty good. Hopefully you can win this round with it. And there you go. This one's looking pretty good, I would say. So stage 5. This is where the opponents are no longer random, and the CPU starts to play noticeably better than earlier in the game. So it's still possible to get these very early wins, but it will not happen as so randomly. Generally, you'll need to make a pretty good attack. So that should be a boss, yep. You got a bomb out of the CPU, which is good enough. And there's the CPU's other bomb. Another boss attack. Okay. Took a hit there. And that was alright, I think. You know, like I said, this game's very fast, very complicated. I could try to explain the mechanics of how the bosses appear and such, but I think it's, at this point, just try to recognize that lots of explosions going off is good for our parenthesis. And of course it's bad if he gets hit or the round takes forever. So his opponent here is Mevius, semi-final boss. Now this is a stage where if you're unlucky it can kind of go on for a long time. Here he's got the Fever Orb. And when you get the Fever Orb you always hope to win the round with it. But this one didn't seem to go so well, so that's a little unlucky. He's got another one very soon. Hopefully this one will work a little better for him. But Mevius is dodging pretty well this time. It's not what you want to happen. But of course you can't really control it. Alright, our parenthesis himself was trapped there. Needed a bomb. Okay, that took a while. A little unlucky. His attacks were strong, but Mevius was just dodging a lot better than he usually would. So here's the final stage, and this is where things can really... Oh, that's not great. I was gonna say, things can go really well or really poorly here. Often memory will survive very well, but she can just as easily lose really quickly. So there's a lot of randomness to how long she will survive here. Oh, he lost a round, but he didn't spend too long before he lost. The worst thing would be to take a long time. And then lose. Because of course once you lose you don't really get anything for the lost round beforehand. Oh, he missed the Fever Orb. I'm kind of surprised he would not bomb to collect it. That is possible. But the way the AI is in this game, oh no. He's in a rough spot here. Well, their death. These are unfortunate. Ideally, you finish the game without dying at all. Memory's putting up quite a fight this time. It's kind of the nightmare scenario, unfortunately. She's out of bombs right now, though, so hopefully you can manage to finish her off. Oh no, you missed the fever orb again. Okay, that time you used bomb to collect it. Oh, this is rough. Oh no. Okay, memory on her last hit point here. Of course, our parenthesis is as well. Is this another fever? No. That should end it. No! CPU getting a little lucky there. Hopefully this fever can do it though. Should make a pretty good attack here. Maybe. Yes. The wall of non-Jumanjas finishes it. Was looking to be a good run at the start. Unfortunately, you know, the last stage can always be like that. It's just kind of random. You got a very unfriendly final boss. And I suppose that's it. Pretty quick game. Hopefully it was possible to follow. So seems our parenthesis is not too happy with that result. That's understandable. His last stage was pretty bad, but like I said, it's pretty random. Hopefully, at least we got to show off the game. It's a very good versus game. I think everyone should give it a try. And with that, I guess we're done.
Alright, thank you so much, our parenthesis, for that lovely, lovely run of Twinkle Star Sprites. That speed on that game. Holy moly. Okay, so, are we ready? Are we ready for some donations? You all have been busy little bees with this. Oh my. Okay, so Mama Rex donates $25 and says, so excited to see Twinkle Star Sprites. I used to play it on a Neo Geo cabinet and it was so hard. I can't wait to see the streamer destroy it. Shoutouts to the marble with the screaming man inside. Heck yeah. Nive-kun sends $25 and says, another summer of games done quick. Keep up the great work. And shoutouts to the marble with the screaming man inside, by the way. Really, just really casual. Maybe you know the marble with the screaming man inside on a first name basis. I don't know what that first name would be. Perhaps Marble, or perhaps Screaming, or Man. Unclear. Ryoga Joe sends $50 and says, if I had a magically disembodied head, I'd use it to watch GDQ whilst I do my chores. Shout out to the marble with the screaming head inside. I like how the marble is now sometimes has a head inside. Good. Let's see here. Angor says a little contribution to see that Dullahan in the upcoming Golden Sun: The Lost Age broken. I still remember the thrill of beating it the first time almost 20 years ago. Was the game that long? Oh no. I'm going to look like a guru on the mountain. My beard grows. Thanks, GDQ, for your support for such good causes such as MSF. Really good. Really good. Anonymous sends $25 and says, you won't believe this, but says, shout out to the marble with the screaming man inside. Yay! Yay! Keep them coming. Let's see where we are at on that Golden Sun incentive, shall we? Let's take a closer look. Okay, so according to my information here, the Dullahan Super Boss is sitting at $6,971.21 out of 50,000. Well, let's get those donations in. Get those donations in. We want to see the Dullahan Super Boss fight. The boss is ridiculously difficult, extremely hard, as per Super Boss tradition, is very, 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 very much harder than the actual final boss. So we want to see that Dullahan fight, and we do. Please donate, and also, just as a personal, favor to me, please cap off your Dullahan donation comments with shout out to the man. Sorry, shout out to the marble with the screaming man inside, so we can confuse future donation hosts. As a present to me. The money goes to a good cause. Just saying. Vaffler sends $10 and says shout out to the almighty Orb. That's right, Orb. All right, so it looks like we are ready for an interview. YellowKillerBee is going to interview Joey Baby. So let's take it away, you two.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Summer Games Done Quick 2021. My name is YellowKillerBee, and I am joined here today by Joey Baby 69. Joey, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me for an interview.
No problem. Well, you are actually running 2 games in this marathon. You are running Sonic CD 1993 as well as Mischief Makers, but I think most people would know you as a Sonic runner. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty much for the past 3 to 4 years, I just exclusively ran Sonic, and Mission Makers is actually a really recent endeavor I've done a couple months ago.
Sure. So coming from playing like Sonic games and Sega games on the Genesis, and then, moving to Mischief Makers, which is on the N64, has that been like a challenging transition for you?
For the game, not using analog stick and primarily D-pad, it wasn't the hardest transition. Since it's like the control scheme's kind of identical. But the general movement is very different using like all the C buttons and all that. So I had to kind of change my hand position for a lot of the technical movement just to optimize the game. But overall, it wasn't the worst transition, but it took some time to get used to.
Sure. So yeah, I actually this game hasn't been run at a GDQ since AGDQ 2015, and I actually watched that run, and then afterwards went out and got the game because it looked so wonderful. And I was actually surprised at like how difficult the movement tech is. I mean, it's such a huge part of this speed run.
Right, because like a lot of the general movement requires like a lot of the air dashing, which, like I said, is mapped on the C buttons. And there's a very unique tech where if you do a air dash upwards and cancel with a grab, you can actually get infinite height or glide in the air really fast. And it's used in a lot of levels that skips like a bunch of puzzles.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the movement is, so different, kind of 180 from Sonic, but also just like deceptively complicated because you're even like holding the controller differently than you are in your Sonic runs, right?
Yeah, like you have to like just to to play Mission Maker at the top level, you have to always have a finger within like the up C button just to prepare for any glide canceling you have to do just to get extra height or extra burst of speed in the air. So you have to at least just have two fingers just sitting on the face button just whenever you need to use it.
Yeah. So being that this game is so different than Sonic and kind of different than games that you've run before, how did you kind of make that transition? You said it was kind of a more recent acquisition for you. So what made you make the leap?
So traditionally, like excluding like a few Genesis games, I exclusively ran Sonic, and I've always wanted to try something a little bit differently, a little bit different. So I do follow other streamers that did ran the game, like just here and there, and I thought like, oh, that's a fun game. I never played it like in my childhood. It's something that I kind of learned much later. And I know this looks cool. I like the tech. It looks interesting. And I watched the world record run like sometime after. I'm like, oh, this is kind of intimidating. But that was also a reason why I wanted to pick it up because I want to see like, how can I tackle this? So I got the game and I played it casually. I'm like, oh, okay, I think I can see myself grinding this a little bit. And here I am now, I'm just running at GDQ, and I really enjoyed the experience playing it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, you had said that, you're constantly improving your time and getting better, but at the top levels, you had said that RNG like plays such a huge role in, getting a really a top time. And so can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so a lot of the time lost in RNG has to do with the boss fights. I won't get into each of them specifically, but there is one boss fight around the 30-40 minute mark of the run where you have to fight a boss that can do one of 6 attacks. Half of those attacks, you can't do anything to him. You have to just let him do the attack and just hope he gets to the next attack quick enough because you just can't do anything. 2 of those attacks you can deal damage, but it takes 3 hits to kill him if he does this attack pattern, 2 or
Mhm.
3. And there's one single attack out of the 6 that you can one-shot him. So that would be the most optimal fight, but because he's random, you can end up losing 30, 40 seconds because the game just says no.
Too bad, but that's,
Yeah, how
I mean,
unfortunate.
that's speed running, right? But I mean, it is
Yeah,
difficult
nutshell, yeah.
when the fight is, later in what is, an hour long run.
Yeah, an hour
And
long,
then,
yeah.
yeah, get to that point and try to grind out good in RNG, I'm sure
Really brutal.
can be a challenge. So I have one final question for you. So what do you think the odds are of a Mischief Makers sequel in the future? Because I know, this game is gaining popularity. So do you think
Right.
that's in our future?
The game is the poster boy of underrated gem. I don't know who's responsible of like the rights. I believe it's Square Enix, but please, like, put the Final Fantasy down for a second. But like, I think Mission Makers actually need some love, please, pretty please.
I 100% agree. I think Mischief Makers 2, shake it off, shake it again,
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever the subtitle, anything,
yeah,
please.
we'll shop it out. We'll send you some good ideas. So, well,
Mhm.
thank you so much, Joey Baby 69. Make sure to tune in later this week for his runs. Thank you once again for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much, and thanks for watching. We'll get you back to the run soon.
Are we back? I think we're back. We appear to be back. Oh, good. Does this mean I get to read more donations about our new hero? I believe we do. Okay, so Songbird sends $5 and says breaking boss fights is a great GDQ tradition. You know we want to see it. Also, shout out to the screaming guy in the orb. That's right. So, for anyone who doesn't know, we're trying to raise money for the Dullahan Super Boss fight in Golden Sun Lost Stage. The money goes to Doctors Without Borders. It's all going to a great cause. Let's please get those donations in. We just passed a little over $7,000 out of 50,000. We got to get there. Let's keep going. Flamin' Sarge sends $15 and says, Marble, internal screaming. Good. Calliope sends $250. Says, I'm a simple person. I see Twinkle Star Sprites. I donate. Such a wonderful and adorable game, and an amazing run by R. Parenthesis. I agree. That run was amazing. We have a $5 donation from, you'll never guess, the Marble with the Screaming Man inside. Oh, celebrities in our midst. The Marble with the Screaming Man inside, everyone. Oh, I welcome you. I welcome you with open arms. I cannot get them around the marble, but I will give you a big hug. So, I look like they say I look like I'm screaming, but I'm actually just excited for SGDQ. Shoutouts right back to all of you. See? Marble with the Screaming Man inside is a gentleman. Returns the love that we're all giving. And a special thank you to Jenny from MSF for the interview. Love to see where all those donations dedicated to me are going. That's right. It goes to such a good cause. Such a good cause. Oh no, but a challenger approaches. The Marble with the Screaming Head inside. And it's all written as one word, so I suspect they might have run out of character limit. So it's back with another $5 for that Dullahan incentive. Just to say, Twinkle Star Sprites is a sick game, and if you haven't played it, you absolutely should. Shoutouts to all the Mackie and Pental mains out there, as well as the Marble with the Screaming Head inside. Yes, shoutouts to all of those things. Yes. Thraganor, there we got that right. Thraganor sends $100 and says love the event plus love the cause equals donation. Hey, the math checks out. And with that, I think we're ready for a little shake. It's Mischief Makers with Joey Baby. Take it away.